Okay, we are back on the other side, and I am here in the studio with my special guest. So, as we always do, special guest, you want to introduce yourself to the people listening to The Beat London?
What's going on, peoples? It's me, Shai Sevin.
Shai Sevin in the building.
Yes, thank you, bro. Finally.
We made it happen. We've been saying for a while we're going to make this happen, and it's finally here. We're doing it. We're doing it.
And I'm happy to be here, bro. Thank you so much.
I wish I could say the same. Okay, cool. Right, so I always like people to introduce themselves to the audience.
Yep.
So just let people know, obviously they know your name, but who are you? What is it that you do?
All right. I'm Shai Sevin. I'm an artist, producer, songwriter, singer, rapper, artist, developer, youth worker. Yeah.
All right. You're still doing it?
No, I'm like on and off, but
okay.
it's actually one of my favourite things to do to help the next generation get better, you know?
What do you think about the next generation?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't want to say this, but it's slowly declining, man. Because of technology, and they're not touching grass outside. Yeah. They're just making it on Roblox. Yeah. So it's a different scenario. But I mean, you know, they're born in a generation where that's all they know. So it's not their fault.
How do we change that?
Oh, how do we change that? Jen, Chose, do you know anything? That's a really, really difficult...
Because I had this conversation not so long ago. So I was talking about my son. So when he was like teenage, big man now, bigger than me. But anyway, it was a time where he just weren't going out. And this is literally the conversation that I had. So like I remember when we were growing up, it's a case of as soon as our eyes open, quick breakfast, and we're out the door. Yep. Right? Yep. No long time. We don't even know where we're going.
Exactly.
We're outside. We'll find something whilst we're outside. Yeah. So these kids, they don't do it. And so for ages, he was just not leaving home. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to throw him outside and make him go and do something, find someone to play with. And then I thought, what if something bad happens to him when he's outside? I could never live with myself because he didn't want to go. I made him go. And now so obviously he stayed at home. But there is that worry, especially raising boys as well. Yeah. I guess you got a separate set of concerns if you're raising girls, but raising boys, you got to be very, very mindful. So how do we change, or do we even need to change?
I mean, it would be nice to.
But do we need to? Because we kind of had a conversation a little bit earlier about the older generations almost saying, oh, it's not like back in our day.
They didn't want to adapt. That's the thing.
But this conversation here is us not adapting. We're saying we should do it. They should do it like we did.
Well, to a certain degree, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said earlier. They're born in a generation where this is all they know. So obviously they're going to latch onto that. They're not going to be like, oh, wow, what was MySpace like? They don't even know what MySpace is. Like, you know, so we was born in a generation where we saw the old school, respect the old school. Yeah. Go into the internet, past that, saw the transition from where music was on physical, now onto digital. Anyone can make music now, so it's just totally changed completely. So we're that generation that can easily adapt to any scenario. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of elders don't even know how to use anything like emails and stuff like, which is, you know, I understand that. Yeah. But they're very hype on WhatsApp and sending you silliness in the morning.
Oh my, the elders?
Yeah, the elders, they go mad.
And the longer the better. Big videos that take up your whole memory.
The whole thing. You might have to block a parent. You know them ones there, like, just allow it. But yeah, no, it's one of those, it's a difficult situation, but at the same time, there's only so much we can do while we're here.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Like, we can try.
We can try.
That's all. At least we tried.
Yeah. I want to give a bit of insight into you. So let's talk about your journey. So you're a musician.
Yes, sir.
How did you get involved in music in the first place? And like, how's your journey been from the start? What have you done? Where have you been?
Well, I started off wanting to do music as a young child, as we all do. The love was there. And then skip forward into secondary school. That's when I kind of took it serious.
What made you want to do music in the first place?
Michael Jackson, bro.
Okay.
Michael Jackson. I was born the same day as Michael Jackson. Do you understand?
Okay.
29th of August. That had me gassed. Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. If that's my cousin now, and we do music. It's just, bro. It's just mad.
That's not.
But but it makes sense to me.
Nobody else.
No one else. But it worked for me.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Anybody with your same birthday, are they all your cousins or just Michael Jackson?
Just Michael Jackson.
Okay, cool. I could just understand.
Like, there's levels levels. There's levels of relationship. You understand?
All right.
So basically, that had me feeling like, oh, I love music. You know, even in primary school, I wasn't in the choir, so I forced myself to be in the choir, and they used to chuck me out. So music was like,
why were you getting chucked out?
Because I wasn't in the choir.
Mad. Okay.
So I just forced myself in there, and they'll be like, no, you're not.
Why?
In the
What
choir.
girl was in the choir? What? Yeah. Okay. Who was there?
Genevieve. Anyway, so basically,
Enough said.
right. So
big up Genevieve.
Big up Genevieve. Yeah. So basically, what happened was, from that, I just knew I wanted to do music. Like, my dad's a doctor, right? And back then he was stricter, because education is always the way forward. So when I got into secondary school, and I was 14, that's when I just made the decision. I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. Like, I can't see myself doing anything at all. Like, I love performing arts.
Yeah. How did he feel about it?
At first, obviously, you know, he was a bit hesitant, because a lot of, like, parents know what the industry's kind of like.
Know where your parents from?
My dad's from Afghanistan and my mum's from Pakistan.
Okay.
So, you know, my dad being an Asian doctor, it's a bit peak, you know? And he was like, education. There would be bits where, do you remember them revision books for GCSEs?
What, Bonds books, whatever?
I don't even know, bruv. Okay. I wouldn't even read them.
I was paying attention, but go on.
Yeah, me neither. I was just, I had my like maths books, or English books, but writing lyrics inside the books.
Mad. Okay.
So then my dad would bust the door open to see, like, are you studying? He wouldn't even say a word. He'd be like looking to see if I was studying. Yeah, he's got the books. I got the books. So he'd walk out. I'm still writing. I'm writing to Wu-Tang Triumph instrumental for Time.
Yeah.
On CD.
Yeah.
So that was that, and then later on, you know, I ended up doing some work with Stylo G. I produced a record called My Youth for him. That was his first record that, you know, put him into the game, like Channel U and stuff like that, and it just pushed and catapulted.
How did you get in contact with Stylo G?
Okay, so big up Mo Musa, yeah. Met him at this is taking it back, man. Met him at one thing called Urban Talent years ago in Battersea, and he was there, and you know, Feng Shui, the group that was in, we were there, and he was like, he was just talking about Big Brothers, you know, saying that his uncle's skills, and you know, he works with Big Brothers, and then, you know, we started getting chatting, and then he said, do you remember Big Brothers? There's one here. Okay, right? So he goes, look, he said, I'm doing this thing with skills, like, you know, when street DVDs was happening. So he said that my uncle's doing a DVD called Have You Got Skills? Okay. So he's like, come down in it, like Feng Shui, come down, you lot was on the show. Like, we do shows all the time. So we went there, and then Stylo done his thing. There was other artists there as well, Blemish, big up, and Daniel Senior, and all these people. And then I was like, I saw Stylo there. I was like, right, this guy's dope. Started talking, and he said, yeah, man, me have studio, man. Me have studio in Borough, me have studio. He said, all right, cool. I know J-Rock knows this story. So then, boom, what happened was, we went to the studio next day or 2 days after, and Randy was there, and Stylo just bigged me up. Now, these times, I've never been in a big studio in my life. Bedroom producer, Fruity Loops, free. Didn't know nothing. I've never seen an Apple Mac in my life. So he goes to Randy, he goes, yeah, man, I'm big engineer, I'm tough. And I'm like...
Before we get further, is he German?
Yes.
I'm just trying to work out the accent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamaican, yeah? Jamaican.
Okay, cool.
So he goes, yeah, he's tough. Yeah. And then, like, Randy's looking at me, and he goes, all right, cuz, all right. And he gave me the key. He said, you can start tomorrow. Yeah. I'm not even going to lie. My heart, I didn't know what was going on. Like, adrenaline's rushing and everything. And then Richard Branson said, if someone gives you an opportunity, you don't have to do it, take it and learn later. Something like that, yeah? So I said to him straight, sorry, bruv. I literally said, brother, you know what, cool, but the room ain't ready. Lies! I said the room ain't ready.
The room's not ready?
I lied. I just said that the room was not treated.
What do you think that meant? Oh, okay,
like,
right.
The room's not treated properly, the sound ain't right in here. I bought myself some time. Yeah, got it. I was in there for 3 weeks, every single day.
That's smart though.
Bro. Yeah. And I'd go next door, big up Hez, I'd go next door and I'd ask questions. I'd be like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then I learned like that, like every day. It was a good time. Yeah. Yeah, man, until they caught on. So then, like, but that's where I made that's when I made the track with Stylo, My Youth, and that's what catapulted us to like Channel U Stardom.
Was it Ice Kid in that as well?
Ice Kid and Sick Man.
So were they all in the studio?
Yeah, we recorded them all together. Well, originally the first My Youth was myself was gonna jump on it with Stylo.
Okay.
But because Ice was there and Sick Man was like, alright, might as well get the youths them and push them forward. Do you know what I mean? And that's what kind of gave the magic for the whole record. And that was the first thing that gave me the big hype for Channel U.
Yeah. No, because that was a big song. When you made it, did you think, oh, this is a big song, or do you think, nah?
When I first made the beat,
Yeah.
I knew the beat was special because I wasn't even trying to make grime. I wasn't a grime. I went into grime.
Yeah.
I was trying to make Is That Your Chick by Jigga and Missy, like the violin thing, boom, 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 but it wasn't. So I found I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I made that, got a violin sample, cut it up and whatever, sped it up, and played it to Stylo. And I'm not even gonna lie, the brother just started going, yo, give me that, and then he just vibed with it, and he just came up with the thing, and I was gonna be on it, but then we had the youths them there. So that was the first thing, and then there's more. There's more.
So we haven't got.
Yeah, I know.
We can't do everything.
Yeah.
But you've had a journey.
Yep.
So let's give us. All right. You know what? Actually, I'd like to ask this: of your career, give me the highs and give me the lows.
The highs was being able to develop such artists like Stylo G and Jesse J, writing big records, working with big brothers, doing a big album for a government campaign called Don't Trigger.
Okay.
And that was one of my highlights of my career.
How did that come about? From the government?
This happened from Stylo G's My Youth. That getting recognised by Billy the Kid, big up Billy the Kid, and he took us to Raymond Stevenson, who was doing this campaign from 2005, and then they had another campaign coming up, so we were part of that, and then as we became part of that, that's when they saw that Feng Shui, we were the producers and things like that, so it was an opportunity for me to just show off.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
and I worked like 14 tracks on that album. You got like Peter Hunningale, you got Ragav, Hill Street Soul.
But why you?
Because I'm ton up.
Yeah, jeez, come on. I don't even have my things ready.
Nah, because I am still, but I was really, really hungry, and I just loved the whole music creation, man. It was it was at a time when I was making like 10 to 12 beats a night, bruv.
Yeah, okay.
Like casually, and then next day recording vocals on them.
So at this point now, you've upgraded from your Fruity Loop.
Yeah.
Now what are you working on?
Logic, but you know what? Fruity Loops used to get laughed at, and now everyone's using FL Studio. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I used to get laughed at.
Yeah,
People used to be like, they'd be like, oh, this beat's cold.
Yeah.
And then when they hear it, and they'll be like, oh, what do you use? And I'll be like, Fruity Loops. They'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So that was that, man. But yeah, there's lots more, man. There's a lot more, but you know, I know we're short for time.
Yeah. No, we haven't got that much time. So let's talk about you in 2025.
Yes, sir.
In fact, no. Let's start at 2024. So what's your year before like? What were you up to last year?
Well,
what was the music like? Did you took a break from music, right?
I did because I was working on my health.
Okay.
For 15 years I was an alcoholic. Right.
For 15 years.
For 15 years.
Okay.
When I say like that, I was a functioning alcoholic.
How did you become an alcoholic? Or at what point do you realise you're now an alcoholic?
You don't realise it.
You must have at some point.
At some point, yeah, because I wrote songs, bro, and I didn't even realise until later on.
So how did you realise that you were an alcoholic? And what makes you an alcoholic? What is the point? Is it 5 glasses okay, but 6 is alcoholic?
No, but do you know what it is? It's the whole. It becomes a habit. You like firstly when you start enjoying it, it's all fun in it. It's all fun and games.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, what happens is you drink it so much that it doesn't do anything for you.
Okay.
So then
you weren't getting drunk anymore.
Weren't getting drunk, but when I was, it's because, or say like we'd go out for an evening.
Yeah.
And I'd be mash up. Yeah. For example, right? People are thinking, he's a lightweight, not knowing that I have been drinking from morning.
So you wake up in the morning.
Absolutely.
What were you drinking? Was it wines or spirits?
Well, it started off with Magnums. Those were my thing. They used to call me Magnum King. You know, that was a mad thing.
Before they knew what was going on.
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on. I'm there, just eight Magnums in the studio. That's crazy. Yeah. But then later
I've never had a Magnum in my life.
It don't.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Just don't. It's just sugar. with fermented sugar.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
They ain't never sponsoring me for that. No. Yeah. But then I started getting onto spirits more and just straight.
So in the morning, breakfast, a little bit of Weetabix and
What
a
Weetabix?
JD.
I wasn't eating, bro. You see, I wasn't eating at all. And do you know what? By God's grace, I haven't got any problems with any of my organs.
So, okay, so at what point do you realise that you've got a problem, and how do you go about getting help?
Firstly, it's very difficult because addiction is horrible, man. It's such a horrible disease because most of the time you know that you're not well, but you're in denial, and you will find any excuse to get that, whatever it is, whatever hit it is, that little buzz, and
just one more.
Yeah, just one more for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's Tuesday, let's go for a drink. It just doesn't make sense. But for me, it came to a point, bro, I didn't even know what I was doing. Literally. And thankfully I've got like great friends around me, man.
Yeah.
I've got beautiful friends around me.
So what happened? They book you into rehab or?
I did go in. Unfortunately, they had me it wasn't even rehab. It was more like, like hourly sessions, AA sessions.
Okay.
And then when I went
when you
there,
sit in a circle.
What
is that like? And you got to stand up?
I'll tell you, it wasn't even a stand up thing, but unfortunately, and I understand everyone's got different addictions or whatever, they put not just alcoholics, it was just a whole bunch of everyone there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were very disruptive. So you got about like 15 people disrupting for an hour. Like, that's not really going to help no one.
Yeah.
So it didn't really help me much. And it was sad because they had off licenses round the corner from...
Crazy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
now if you had a stressful day at the...
and then it's a catch-22, bruv. But thankfully, I'm 4 years clean.
Okay.
No smoking, no drinking, nothing.
Yeah, really, nothing.
Beautiful, man.
Not even cigarettes?
Nothing.
That's good. That's nice.
Nothing at all.
Do you feel better for it?
100%.
Exercising?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm tired from swimming and gymming, bro.
So what do you do? You're swimming and gymming?
Swimming and gymming, and big up Father James. He's my trainer. He does calisthenics.
Okay.
So yeah, that thing's ton up.
All right. Listen, you live near my gym. You got to come down.
Come on then.
Gym.
Let's vibes.
We are running low on time, and there's so much.
Sorry.
No. It's not. Listen, you've had a life. Yeah, you've had a life. So I'm trying to cram it all in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the new single. I'm having to jump now.
Yeah, okay.
I need to do a podcast. That's what I need to do.
That makes more sense.
Talk about the new single. So what's the new single called?
The new single's called Beggy.
What's it about?
Basically, an artist. His name's OG Relly. And basically, what's happened is, unfortunately, been saying just basically like a smear campaign, because out of nowhere, just saying that the guy said that he made me, the guy said that I'm still a drunkard, I can't chat to him. And I'm like, bro, I did nothing but help you in your career. Like, when I made, bro, I'm going to keep it 100. I made 3 albums with the brother, and I was drunk. And it wasn't a problem then.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
And he knew?
Of course, he knew.
You were functioning, so...
No, it wasn't even that. I was drinking.
He might just think you're hype.
No. He knew what he was doing. So basically, I'm just outing this person because you're talking, and blood, he stole my CV. He's telling people that he produced My Youth. He's telling people that he developed Jessie J. Like, I've got receipts, bro. And the thing is, I wasn't going to say anything apart from just let success speak for itself, innit? But then when it's 2025, bro, why are you still... You shouldn't be... Don't.
So he's still talking about it?
Well, that's why the song's done, bro. That's why it got done. I wrote it, recorded it, and put it out in a week.
What is it? There must be one thing, the straw that broke the camel's back. What was it?
Stole my CV. That's devaluing my work.
That's been happening for a while, though.
That, and I picked up on it, man.
Oh, so you didn't know this whole time?
No, I knew.
Okay.
But it came to this point where I started seeing it on different blog posts and podcasts, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, you know what? And the thing is, I'm like, look, this is the levels, yeah. The song Beggy is out there now. Whether he responds or not, I doubt he will, because I don't even know if he can afford studio or beats. Man can go BeatStars or YouTube, download the thing, bruv, and keep it on wax, because like I'm half your size. So keep it on wax, and you call yourself a rapper, so let's see what you can do in it. Like, but if you don't respond, cool, it's fine. But I needed people to know the truth, because truth is truth, bro. I can't, bro. There's been so many artists that have buoyed me my whole career, bro, and all I've done is help. out of love, because I'm Afghani, bro, and all we do is we treat people like great guests. And when you're a guest in my life, you get treated with love and honor.
I hear it.
But these people, they took the birdies, bro.
The birdies.
They took the birdies.
I've not heard that in so long. Birdies.
They took the birdies. So yeah, that's what Beggy's about. And you know, I'm glad that it's out there because it's therapeutic.
I was literally gonna say that. So now that it's out, it's there. People are hearing it. I haven't had the chance to play it just yet. I wanted to play it before we went into the ads, but I'll play it on the other side of the ads.
That's fine, man.
So yeah, if you want to know what we're talking about, make sure you don't go nowhere during the ads. I'll be playing the first song after the ads. You feel better for now having that out?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, okay. Because sometimes you might put something out and think, you know what, actually, I shouldn't have done that.
No, I should have.
Okay.
And I did.
Okay.
I'm actually, do you know, I will say this, bro. It's, you know, like, I know I'm a kind person. Because there's no point trying to be something that you shouldn't be. Like, being kind, it doesn't hurt, man. But then when there's people in your life that continually utilize you and use you, like, there's utilizing and there's using.
And the industry's full of them.
Industry's full of them. Yeah. No one's your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, especially when they're close to you.
Yeah,
they're the worst.
Yeah.
They're the worst. I mean, like, there's so many things, you know, and I'm at that point where, because I'm clean, my mindset is better, my business is better, my work rate is better, my writing's better, everything's better. So I have to let people know that I am better and don't listen to this person.
Yeah.
You know, because all I'm here to do is create music and help people.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't want to make it morbid, but I could have lost my life a few times, you know, because of my problems. I'm here for a reason. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm trying to right all the wrongs that other people did. Do you get what I'm saying? So now I'm at that point where I'm have to speak about it so people can stop talking.
Fair.
You know what I mean?